Welcome back again, witches, vampires, and humans of all ages. Welcome to Raves and Rants of a Mad Fool. I am, of course, the Mad Fool. Leave a comment, please. Before anything, leave a comment. Leave any comment. Yo, hey, what's up? I like it. I don't. What brought you here? Hey, this is whatever. Leave a comment. Now, if you like, subscribe, like, and comment. And most importantly, of course, share. Again, I'm trying to grow my content, my channel. Thank you, all of you, for watching, for giving me your time. I'm astounded that people are watching. And I'm happy. I'm so happy about it. Thank you so much. Really, it means a lot. So, let's get down to it. A vile hunger for your hammering heart. This is episode 5. There's a lot of things here. Wow. Okay. It's 50 minutes. It's a meaty episode. Bailey Bass has some movement. Claudia goes here, goes there. A lot of time passes. It's very painful. This is a painful episode. Again, let me start off by saying we are watching a story of vampires. Of fictional characters that are, again, animals. A lot of people are going to watch this show and see the violence and the fact that in this iteration they are more like a couple. They are a couple, but they're more like married. And of course you're going to be like, oh, he abused him and he did this and he did that and they did this and they did that and she did this. I mean, there's a lot of doing here. There's a lot of things happening. Not a lot of them are good. In fact, I would say 80% of them are bad. This episode, I mean, this could be called The Descent. But no news as far as news on the show, but 3 scenes that I enjoy. I'm not going to tell you. When we get there, I'm going to tell you the scenes. I will tell you one. It's the Rule Boy. Oh, Rule Boy. I don't like you, Rule Boy. I don't like you at all. We're going to talk about Rule Boy. And Bruce. And some other things. And let's go! Let's get right into it. Please. No. Please stop. Can't die like this. Please. Let my dog live. No. No. Stop. You said you had cigarettes. Where did this come from? These are the dying words of Claudia's victims. Yes, they are. And she's written every single one down in her diary, in her journal. Claudia's trying to find meaning. Claudia's trying to find meaning. And Malloy thinks of this as very creepy. It's very creepy. And there's more. It's guard your heart. That's the one where Malloy is like, because she was a teacher. A teacher said that, and Malloy makes these comments. So now we see Malloy, we see Rashid, we see Louis. Louis's having a meal. Louis's biting Rashid. I gotta ask, anybody pick up that Rashid was maybe enjoying that a little bit too much? I'm just saying. Those of you. Rashid was enjoying himself. And Rashid then makes a point about Claudia, her not being a killer, she was prodigious killer. But then, of course, we get questioning about Rashid and Malloy wondering how much does he weigh? Why is he wondering that? I know why. Apparently, he stuffs himself with pineapple and honey before Louis feeds on him. I do love pineapple and honey. I mean, come on. So then we got some grim statistics about burned bodies and nobody cares, apparently, in a convention state. We burned a lot of bodies. We did a lot. Louis worried. We go into the journal reading. We go into the summer months, and then we're reading all the journals. And then we get this wonderful sight of these 2 young lovers. They're going into, of course, it's a speakeasy. If you don't know what a speakeasy is, look it up. They were very popular. Prohibition. Actually, there's some speakeasies you can go to right now. They're not as private and secretive as the old ones. It was prohibition. You couldn't drink. So here we have this wonderful, wonderful bar. You've got what's-his-face talking about, I've been tapped on the shoulder and, I'm going to go into politics. And Lestat's like, a grubby business politics. Yes. Yes, it is. 56 bodies, not 6. 56 bodies. That means that she killed 56 people and did not get rid of it. See, the number is not how many people she killed. It's how many bodies she didn't get rid of. Why? Because they put them in trouble. In fact, this is what's happening. Tom is now saying, Louis asking, get right down to it. Why are you here? Why'd you ask it? I was, the truth can be said. I was touched by the house and this and that, but I was also touched by the fraternal order. He mentions the fraternal order, and I'm thinking to myself, what? The fraternal order? What's he talking about? Oh! Cops! The cops are interested in them. And this is Tom letting them know, and also they've got people rummaging in the townhome, looking around. Why are they looking around? Because there was 56 bodies, Claudia. 56. Anyways, going on. 56 bodies. Man, oh man, oh man. So now we see the powers come in. Both of them are, I would say, hypnotizing both the commissioner chief and then Tom, basically wiping the memory. Why? Because they were never there. And it makes sense. My guess is Lestat beamed some information into Louis. We don't know. We didn't hear it. And again, my theory being that they're in a bar. They have stopped time. Lestat has stopped everyone. I believe that they can do that because most people are inebriated. I'm just going to say it's the inebriated. So then we get them going back. It's a wonderful sequence, by the way. Wonderful I got to give it up to Bailey Bass as well. Wonderful sequence of people coming in and checking the townhome, the bodies, and the little souvenirs that Claudia has picked up. Lestat's blinded by anger, by the way, especially after that little comment by that cop. I bet you boys could, shut yourself up before crimes of nature and this and that and second degree in 5 years, and basically saying, well, I can pretty much tell you're gay, and I can have you arrested for that. So I'd have a better story than the one that Louis is coming up with. Son of a... Anyways, Lestat's very angry. Lestat's blinded by this anger. Then Claudia comes out with it. Who's gonna do me? Perverts, boys, you guys. Lestat makes a bad comment. Not a good one. I need to find other vampires. No, they would kill you because of the fact that you are who you are. And, Then she asks, why did you give me this gift? And then we cut to Malloy. And I gotta say, I love the comments by Malloy. He brings up the Charlie Manson. He says, no, I would have called you guys a couple, whiny existential queens. Take this comment with a grain of salt. It was, in my opinion, proper for the character. Okay? He's trying to put proper context, and both of them are. And Louis getting angry at this questioning. And then we get the plan. Okay? Basically what's happened is she left. They find her bodies. She's been trying to make vampires. Stat's angry. She doesn't want to be there. Okay. And she leaves. But then the plan is, okay, they're looking at us. Now with these 56 bodies, we have to go into hiding. We have to be more careful. We can't go to Paris. Well, we're thinking about Paris. We're thinking about going somewhere. Not Paris. Why? There's a reason why Lestat doesn't want to go to Paris. I think in one of the actual in one of the actual scenes, and it's going to be in an episode coming, he mentions the ones who must be watched over. And if you guys are the book readers, you know what that is. He mentions that. He really did. But here we go. No Paris. 7 years. 7 years. And then you cut to them in the townhome. And according to Louis, he has a comment about him being a housewife and him not doing his housewife duties. Guy, can't you, like, hypnotize people? You can hypnotize people, right? No offense. I'm just looking at it like that's a new level of lazy. And even Lestat can do it too. Why hasn't Lestat do it? So you can tell this is a fight. This is fighting. This is silent fighting. You haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. And we're not talking about it. Neither of them are talking about it. Nobody brings it up. That's bad. I mean, it's easy to... Honestly, look, it's easy to imagine one of them not bringing it up. But neither of them. That's interesting. So, we cut to Louis. It's the Great Depression. He's emotionally vacant. He's calling out to Claudia everywhere he goes. Then we get Claudia and where she is. She's apparently been going to a lot of universities. Enter what I like to call the douche. The douche in the Letterman jacket. The rule boy. This is the scene. And I gotta say, I love this scene. Why? Because this character is just easy not to like. The things that he says to Claudia. Now, if I was a vampire, there's some things I'd like to do. Enter Bruce. And we get Bruce and this whole meeting. I don't know if Bruce is real. Not in the show. Book readers. Was there Bruce? I don't believe there was a Bruce. Apparently, this is for the show. So we get them probably eating the rule guy. Indigestion. Hold on. So, Bruce starts talking. I was working for Henry Ford and went over to a place called Copenhagen in Europe. How was your maker? He was European. What does that mean? What are you saying by that comment? Mind you, in my opinion, Europeans were a lot more enlightened compared to Americans in this time frame. So I don't know about you. Bruce. Bruce has good ears. He had good ears when he was live. I got great ears now. And Claudia says something. Look, we kind of know what's going to go down with Bruce. We know that something happened, something bad. Something that Louis doesn't even want to talk about. There's 4 pages missing from the diary. They have been cut out specifically. Malloy catches this. I'd like to ask one question to Claudia. Now, Louis telling this story, this tale. It's not Claudia. Let's face it, we know where Claudia is or isn't in the present day. But why did Claudia say a comment like, it's not like that, he's more like my dad? Claudia, for a moment, were you attracted to Bruce? Was there something there? Why did you say that? I just want to know. Bruce is a creeper, by the way. You can tell he's a creeper. Those 4 pages. Malloy pushes. Louis is very angry. To the point where he's controlling Malloy's Parkinson's. And he's doing it. You could tell. It's like, Rashid comes in. Rashid holds back Louis. And then we get Malloy. And you know what? Good on you, Malloy. Good on you for that. A lot of people will probably remember the slap heard around the world by Will Smith. There's a lot of comments about that. We're not going to talk about that. But I would like to say if you are Daniel Malloy and Louis the Black vampire that you're working for takes over your body uncontrollably, and to begin with, you know that you're going to die, and you've already told him, I'm not your boy. You've told him that. Whapa! That was warranted. Just saying, that was warranted. Sits back down. Let's move on. That's how it is. Let's move on. That's all we can do. This is where, still recording. Malloy says still recording. We cut to Lestat coming in. Louis is eating a rat. Louis, you have ate the rat and you have dropped it on the floor. You have ate the rat and you have dropped it on the floor. You're gone, dude. Claudia. You got Claudia on the brain. I get it. You love her. She's your child. Keep in mind, number one, she is a vampire. Number two, she is of age. She knows what she is doing. Yes, you miss her. Absolutely. I understand that. But I think it's compounded. Do you know why, Louis? Because, again, you are feeling all the ways and all the emotions of how you failed her. And again, Louis, you are taking all that and just holding on to it. Why are you holding on to it? I don't understand. I understand why you miss her. I get it. But here's Lestat. So he just came in. And let me tell you, he came in. We know that it's Antoinette. He came in. He's still trying to tell you. He's being very honest. Remember, I'm right here. And why did he go out with Antoinette? No offense. I don't know what Lestat's thinking. But here's what I see. I see a person who loves another person, who's emotionally distraught. He's tried over and over again everything that he can think of, everything that he knows, and some stuff even that was new. But now here we are, and Louis depressed. It's been 7 years, and Lestat's still holding on hope that Louis will see what's right in front of him. This is painful, guys. This is painful. If this was a real couple, it'd be painful, right? And again, these are why Anne Rice's vampires are the most human animals in literature. It is a comment that I love. I totally agree with. And this is great stuff. This is amazing stuff. You see Lestat downstairs. He's smoking a cigarette. And there's Louis. And he's still just thinking about Claudia. I get it. I understand. But you are in a relationship with another person. This person is here. Is it that he's not allowing you to go after her? Because I've never heard that. I've never heard it. I've never seen it. I don't understand. Moving on. I gotta move on. So, because this is a painful one. Witches, vampires, and dreamers. He keeps waiting. He's not asking. Grace calls, and he's happy that she's leaving. We get a scene there. We see Claudia is also listening. We also get Grace's actual comment of like, you're not my Louis. You're not the Louis that I grew up with and that cared for me. And it's true. Hey, Louis, you were, you didn't keep up with anything. You didn't reach out. She was still your family. She does still love you. She's not your mother, who unfortunately thought that you were a devil. But you put her in that box along with your mom. That's not cool, man. So we see Claudia, and she understands this, apparently, that possibly this is why I was made, to be Louis' sister. That's her new understanding of things. Personally, I don't see it. It's never mentioned, so I don't see it that way. Claudia comes in. Lestat is very angry. Lestat, apparently, according to Claudia, has been lying about the vampires. And then we get the story about Bruce, and Lestat makes a really shitty comment. It's a really bad comment. And then we get a fight, because Louis actually starts the fight. If you look at the fight, Louis starts the fight because Lestat goes after Claudia. I understand that, but it's the first time they've actually ever fought that we see. And there's more, because there's this whole thing, and the fight scene is amazing. It's mostly the camera on Claudia and then everything being destroyed in the townhome. But I wrote down everything that they said, and because I wanted to hear it and I wanted to listen to it, and there's a lot here. There's a lot here, so we're gonna go into it. These are the words we hear, and this is Lestat. I know this because he says, "Sherry, let's stop this. You don't want to fight like this anymore." And then we get Louis, "Stay back. It's all good. It's okay. We're done." And of course, Claudia's talking, "You guys, what's happening? No, we've had enough." Then we get Lestat, "I am trying to restrain myself. We just need a moment. Oh, what's happening, Claudia?" And then we see that painful scene, and he's dragging Louis. "I have fought myself 1,000,000 times, fought my nature, controlled my temper. I never once harmed you. Claudia says. "Uncle Les!" Oh, it's Uncle Les now. Okay. Now suddenly it's Uncle Les. By the way, we don't see much of this fight visually. Just saying. Claudia says, "It's me you want." And Lestat, holding up Louis, "Listen to me carefully, my infant death. It was never you." And this is what he's trying to say, in my opinion. He doesn't want Claudia. He's not even angry at Claudia. This is not about Claudia. This is about Louis. This is about the person that he chose. And he even says it. We go into this. And this is the floating scene. And you're like, what? He's floating in this. And it's so amazing. Molloy is like, what? He flew, this and that. But we get these. This is just heart-wrenching, guys. I mean, "I chose you. I have waited in vain, patiently, for you to love me as I love you," Louis. He's like, "Where are we?" He's draining me. He's like, "Where are we? Where is this?" And Lestat says, "Say it to me, Louis. Say, Lestat, I'm never going to love you." Lestat is literally asking to be let go. Because in Lestat's mind, this love is a chain around him. Yes, this is pretty toxic, guys. I mean, if we compared this again to adults, this is pretty toxic. But I love the way they present it, because, there are relationships like this everywhere. But more than anything, a lot of this stuff, including the abuse, the anger, the fighting, all of this can be prevented if we just talk, if we communicate, if we're honest, even if we go see someone. I mean, this is painful. Because here is Lestat asking Louis, "Tell me that you don't love me. Release me." "I'm never going to love you," with those quivering, hateful lips. And I'm not blaming Louis for saying what he said. There's no way. But his answer, the only thing he can say is, "Let go of me." I gotta play this again. And there he goes, and he drops. I'm going to venture a guess and say Lestat, of course, knew that that wouldn't kill him. There is no explanation, reason, of course, for what Lestat did if we're looking at this as, again, a human relationship. These are vampires. These are animals. Let's not judge a fantastical creature that, let's face it, was made of. So, but, you know, the subtlety of this show, it's gorgeous, it's lovely. And I think, in my opinion, you know, we finally get that relationship from that first book, and we're going by the first book, which is very different from the second, which is the vampire Lestat 8 to 9 years later, and Lestat's telling his side of the story. My heart goes out to these characters and possibly anyone who might have this in your life. Please talk to someone. Again, this isn't social commentary, but I think it's important. It's important, and I care, and I'm going to say it. So I've said it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing time. Please leave a comment. If you like, hit that like button, subscribe, share my channel, grow with me. You know, let's talk about this wonderful show and these characters and this wonderful, beautiful story. And maybe we can get something out of it. Maybe we can all learn something. Or we can just enjoy life. I mean, look, if I was a vampire, yeah, I'd be enjoying myself. But, yeah, that's me. There's one comment I'm going to leave you with, because Anne Rice has been quoted in saying that Lestat was based on her husband. And, of course, a lot of people are going to look at this show and be like, what? Her husband? Again, there's a lot. There's a lot. But I think really, she does say that. And it's because probably there were similarities there. And from book 1 to book 2, in 8 to 9 years, she fell in love with the character of Lestat. Why wouldn't she? She's married to him. I'd like to think maybe if this was a relationship, and if it was theirs, at least they learned. They learned their lessons and they moved on. And hey, they stayed together for a very long time. They were happy, so good on them. Thank you for joining me. And good night.